The wild boar you're picturing right now, that bristly, tusked, mud-caked thing, is the same species as a domestic pig, Sus scrofa. Same genus, same species. The wild boar in the Americas aren't even native. The only reason they exist here is because the Spanish brought domesticated pigs over as food, and some of them got loose. And what happened next is what got me about this whole subject. If a domestic pig escapes into the wild, it doesn't stay a domestic pig. Within a generation, it grows longer legs, coarser hair, and tusks. All the traits that were bred out of it, the spots, the fine hair, the docile shape, get selected right back out. The pig remembers what it was. Dogs went feral and became something new, something like a dingo. Cats went feral and became something else also. The hogs just go straight back. A wild boar could walk into a hog pen and breed freely with the sows. They never really left. My grandfather was at one time the third largest hog farmer in the state of Oklahoma, so I grew up around these animals. My parents used to go on dates by hauling pigs to the stockyard in Oklahoma City. Different times. I remember on Saturday mornings, I would tell my dad, I don't want to go work the hogs. My dad would say, you don't have to go work the hogs. You get to go work the hogs. Woohoo! I was not convinced. We had a saying, what happens in the hog pen stays in the hog pen. If you've ever tried to move a hog that doesn't want to move, you understand why that rule existed. What I didn't fully appreciate as a kid was the engineering on these animals. A male wild boar grows a cartilage plate under the skin along his shoulders, 14 inches long, 12 inches tall, and up to 2 inches thick on older animals. It's not fat, it's just really thick hide, and it's a structural armor plate that develops specifically for fighting. It gets thicker during breeding season, when the fighting is worse. And the tusks, those are their own kind of mechanical marvel. The upper tusks are called whetters, named after a whetstone, and the lower tusks are called cutters. Every time the jaw opens and closes, the whetters grind against the cutters and keep them razor sharp. The tusks grow continuously throughout the animal's life, and if the upper and lower sets ever lose contact, the lower tusks can curve back into the animal's own jaw. These animals can't sweat, no sweat glands at all, so they wallow in mud to regulate their temperature. Wet mud in summer to stay cool, thick mud in winter to block the wind. They do it all year, and they leave their scent in the wallow every time they use it. My grandfather had a piece of property by his feed store, and the hog wallows are still visible when we drive past. Those hogs have been gone for over 30 years, and that's not unusual. Buffalo wallows, for instance, from the herds that were broken up nearly 200 years ago, are still visible across Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. Thousands of animals moving through the same low spots in the ground over and over until the earth just keeps the memory of them. Wild boar split off during the Pleistocene about 2 million years ago in Southeast Asia and spread through Europe and Africa fast enough to outcompete everything in their path. They were domesticated twice independently, once in the Near East and once in the Far East, both times around 9,000 years ago. Today, they are one of the only megafauna, which is any animal over 100 pounds, that is actually thriving. When you think of megafauna, you usually think of mammoths, mastodons, saber-toothed cats, the North American lion. They're all gone. Hogs are not gone. In Texas alone, there are an estimated 2.6 million feral hogs, and wildlife managers have to cull almost 70% of that population every single year just to hold the number where it is. There's no hunting season, no bag limit, but there are people who will take you up in a helicopter with an automatic rifle to hunt them and shoot them across an open field, because they do an estimated $2 billion in damage annually in the U.S.